My name is Alone. I grew up in a peaceful, sun-filled village. I was the type of woman who turned heads wherever she went. My smooth chocolate brown skin glowed under the sun's rays. My long, thick braids cascaded down my back, and my eyes shone bright like stars on a cloudless night. But I wasn't only attractive, I was also gentle and diligent. I ranked among the finest weavers in the village. I made gorgeous, vibrant fabrics that everyone praised. My image as a pure and honorable woman only increased my appeal. I was known as the village's untouched maiden, someone who lived by strong principles. I held out for real affection and marriage before sharing myself with anyone. Plenty of men in the village hoped to wed me. They brought presents, baskets filled with yams, beautiful ornaments, and even livestock. They wished to capture my affection. Yet I had no interest in their superficial efforts. I dreamed of a partner who cherished me for my true self, not merely my looks or my innocence. My parents, though, were becoming restless. Alone, my father would tell me, "You're not getting any younger. We want to see you happily married. Give us grandchildren before we become too frail." Among those who pursued me was Tendrick. He was the son of the village leader. Tendrick worked as a skilled carpenter. He earned respect thanks to his father's status and his own talent for building fine pieces for the royal palace. Tendrick spoke directly to my parents. He begged them to convince me. The village chief even came to my father. "Alone is an excellent young lady," the chief declared. "Tendrick is an excellent young man. Please think seriously about his offer. He is truly committed to your daughter." Out of respect for my father, I chose to give Tendrick an opportunity. He seemed charming, he appeared sincere, and soon enough we became engaged. But as the wedding date drew nearer, Tendrick's real motives started to appear. He kept trying to persuade me to be intimate with him. He insisted that we were basically already married. I stood firm. But one evening, out of affection and faith, I finally yielded. That night, something unusual occurred. No matter how hard Tendrick tried, he simply could not enter me. The discomfort was intense. I pleaded with him to halt. We attempted it again the following day and the day after that, but the results stayed identical. Angry and upset, Tendrick showed his real nature. "I only wanted to marry you so I could be the first one," he mocked. "What's the point if I can't even have you?" I felt crushed. I begged him to wait and be understanding. But Tendrick's ego and rage took control. He called off the engagement and spread the details of my situation to the whole village. By then, I felt completely desperate. I needed to confirm whether my problem was exactly what I suspected. After Tendrick departed, other men stepped forward to pursue me. I resolved to examine my situation with every man I went out with. The next fellow attempted it, but still he could not enter me. Several others came after him. None managed to succeed. Word about my issue traveled fast across the village. I turned into the main subject of gossip. People used harsh insults against me. Some even claimed I lacked a private area entirely. Whenever I walked around the village, men would point and stare. A few would chuckle, others would murmur. This hurt me deeply inside. Gradually, every man in the village started steering clear of me. Eventually, no one approached me at all. I had once been admired by everyone. Now I was shunned by everyone. My parents were heartbroken by my pain. They brought me to the village's traditional birth attendant. The attendant checked me and verified that my issue was uncommon. My private area was unusually narrow. Physical closeness and giving birth seemed impossible. We followed every suggestion from the local healers, but none made any difference. Even in my sorrow, I threw myself completely into my weaving. I discovered peace in my art. I carried on with my daily routine in silence. I concentrated on my tasks. My bright fabrics continued to delight my buyers, even while I bore the burden of my grief. One afternoon at the marketplace, I happened to meet a man called Cashin. He was a prosperous merchant from a nearby village. He specialized in trading fabrics of all kinds. Cashin had learned about my weaving talent. He wanted to examine my creations personally. When Cashin viewed my fabrics, he was impressed. "These are the finest pieces I've ever encountered," he remarked with sincere praise. I couldn't stop myself from smiling at his warm compliments. We started collaborating, and as time passed, we grew into close friends. Cashin's lively nature and his genuine respect for me helped me relax. As the weeks became months, Cashin discovered he was developing deep feelings for me. One night, after a long day selling at the market, he openly shared his emotions. "Alone," he said kindly, "I love you. I respect your resilience, your warmth, and your skill. Will you allow me the opportunity to bring you joy?" I was surprised. I had started to care for Cashin, but my earlier experiences left me scared. I began dodging him. I would conceal myself whenever I noticed him heading toward my weaving stall. Cashin felt puzzled and wounded, yet he refused to quit. One afternoon, he appeared unexpectedly. "Alone," he murmured gently. "If I've done something to offend you, please forgive me. I just want to know what's wrong." His sincerity moved me. I chose to be honest. I requested a little time to collect my ideas. A few days afterward, Cashin asked me to join him by the riverbank. The sun was going down. It colored the sky with tones of orange and pink. "Alone," he said, "you can rely on me. Please share what's bothering you." I felt secure with him, so I revealed everything. I described my issue, the humiliation I had endured, and my terror of facing rejection once more. While I talked, tears streamed down my cheeks. Cashin paid full attention. His heart ached for me. Once I finished, Cashin gently took my hand. "Alone," he told me, "you are far more than your difficulty. I don't mind about that at all. I care about you. Love doesn't need to follow what everyone else demands. Allow me to prove that we can build our own joy." I was profoundly touched by his message. For the first time in ages, I sensed real hope. Cashin and I started a fresh stage in our lives side by side. He stayed true to his word. He demonstrated love and care through methods that didn't rely on physical intimacy. We enjoyed laughter together, we shared our ambitions, and we treasured peaceful times beneath the night sky. Cashin discovered thoughtful ways to show his affection. He made me feel treasured and important. Our connection didn't escape notice. The villagers who had previously ridiculed me now felt curious. How could someone with my challenge discover happiness? Gradually, their quiet talk shifted into respect. They observed how Cashin treated me with dignity and loyalty. My weaving enterprise expanded further thanks to Cashin's assistance. Together, we introduced my colorful patterns to nearby villages. We distributed my vibrant designs across greater distances. My happiness came back, and my parents felt relieved to see me smiling once more. One afternoon, while sitting beside the river, I gazed at Cashin and told him, "You have shown me that love isn't about being flawless. It's about embracing each other and discovering delight in the small moments." Cashin smiled and embraced me warmly. "And you have displayed real courage to me," he answered. Our romance turned into an example for others. It showed the village that joy can arrive in many different shapes. Cashin and I had been married for 2 years. Our bond remained powerful. He cherished me even though I carried a challenge that weighed on my heart. I often wondered, what if Cashin eventually becomes weary of me and departs? These worries troubled me, together with my strong desire to experience physical closeness with him and to bear his children. Cashin's relatives didn't help the situation. They blamed me for using sorcery. They circulated harsh stories. They claimed I had destroyed my own babies. They insisted I had invented my problem to conceal the reality. They visited my house regularly. They hurled insults at me and they caused me to weep. Yet Cashin remained loyal. He protected me strongly on every occasion. Even with his backing, I felt isolated and beaten. One morning, I sat inside my workshop. Tears flowed down my cheeks. An elderly lady wearing faded garments stepped in silently. I swiftly dried my eyes and welcomed her. "Hello, Mama, you are welcome here. How can I assist you?" The elderly lady smiled faintly. "Thank you, my dear. I am not wealthy and my granddaughter is about to marry. I wish to purchase a fabric as a present. Could you show me the most affordable ones?" I displayed the choices, but the lady's expression dropped when she heard the costs. She started to walk away, murmuring, "Thank you, my daughter." "Wait, Mama," I called out. I gave her a lovely fabric and said, "Take this for your granddaughter. There is no need to pay. I hope she has a joyful wedding." The elderly lady's eyes filled with thanks. She offered me blessings. Her voice shook with feeling. As she got ready to depart, she stopped. "My daughter, I have heard about your challenge. The village gossip has reached me. I may know a method to assist you, even though it involves some risk." My heart beat faster. "Please, Mama, explain it to me." The elderly lady moved nearer. She indicated the distant hills. "In the city, there is a reliable women's health center that handles problems like yours. They have physicians who know these issues well. Many women facing similar difficulties have received help through proper treatment and exercises. It won't be simple, but with steady effort, it can make a difference." I felt thrilled and hopeful. I hurried home. When Cashin came back, I described everything the elderly lady had mentioned. Cashin seemed uncertain at first, but he noticed the hope shining in my eyes. "How can we know it will succeed?" he questioned. "We cannot be certain," I confessed, "but we have to attempt it." The following week, with Cashin's encouragement, I journeyed to the city health center. The physician there was compassionate and described my situation plainly. It was not unusual, particularly given the stresses I had experienced while growing up. She explained it could be managed with the proper method. No spells, but practical steps such as calming exercises, careful stretching, and occasionally medication to ease the muscles. It was challenging. There were moments I wept from disappointment or anxiety. We focused on easing the strain through medical support and mindful practices. Across weeks that became months, I made steady progress. Cashin stayed beside me, calm and devoted. He never pressured me. We concentrated on intimacy through other means, kissing, embracing, and conversing while the treatment continued. After roughly 6 months of steady effort, we succeeded. Our first intimate moment was tender, full of feeling, and wonderful. Cashin held me afterwards, softly saying how proud he felt. My condition improved significantly. The narrowness eased with ongoing practice. A year afterward, I discovered I was expecting. Cashin and I felt thrilled. The pregnancy progressed smoothly, and I delivered a healthy baby girl. 2 years later, we welcomed a baby boy. Our family expanded and our connection deepened. The villagers who had once gossiped now witnessed our joy. My weaving enterprise flourished with Cashin's help. My parents beamed again, holding their grandchildren. I often reflected on those difficult times and understood that genuine recovery came not from some sudden wonder, but from bravery, proper medical attention, encouragement, and love. Cashin and I sat together by the river one evening, watching our children play. "You never lost faith in me," I said, "and you never lost faith in yourself," he answered, holding me tightly. Our love had guided us through everything. We had confronted something that seemed impossible, and we had triumphed together. Thanks for hearing my story. If you enjoyed it, please hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, and let me know where you are listening from.